Okay, today we're going to be working on this simplicity pattern. It is pattern 1903. It's for a little girl's jumper. We're going to be doing view A or B. They're pretty much exactly the same, just different fabric. I don't even know why they listed them as different because I couldn't really find a difference. So anyway, for the pattern you're going to need pieces 1, which is the body piece of the jumper. You're going to need 2, which is the ruffle. I'm not going to be using the ruffle piece. I'm actually going to be using some trim that I have here. Then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, which is the elastic guide, and 4, which is the shoulder ties. And you will need to cut, if you're cutting the ruffle, you're going to need to cut 2 on the fold. That means you'll fold the fabric over at one end and cut it, and then it'll open up to be twice as long. And then for piece number 4, which is the shoulder ties, you're going to want to cut 4, and I just thought it would be fun to have this funky fabric in 2 different colors, and I'm just going to kind of crisscross mismatch them like that. And for the elastic guide, you're going to need to cut 2 pieces that match the guide here. You see I've got mine, and I'm using a 1/2 inch elastic. And for the body piece, you'll need to cut 4. Now my granddaughter is really short, so what I did was I folded it up. She actually is a little chubby, so she fits a size 2, but her little legs are really tiny, so I folded it up to the size, the half size, which is 6 months, and that's where I'm going to cut the legs. And when the ruffle added on, it'll be about to her ankles. My machine is a Viking Husqvarna number 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set all of these pieces aside, and I'm going to take 1 piece of the body, and I'm going to apply my applique. And this is not a necessary step if you're not doing an applique. I'm just letting you know that that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to stitch over this, and then I'm going to show you how to piece together all the other parts. Okay, so I have my applique sewn on here, and now what I need to do is I need to fix these. These are going to be the underarm sides. These look, all of the little round or curved edges here, and we just need to press these and then stitch them down. I don't own a serger, and normally I would trim the edges of this with some tight zigzag stitching, but I don't have my other machine out right now, and I'm just going to get through this video to show you how to do it, so I'm not going to do that, but I do recommend it. Now that we have all 4 of the underarm pieces sewn, you can see that there are 2 of each piece, like they're reversed, they're of each other. So what we're going to do is take the pieces that kind of mirror each other, and we're going to put them together with right sides facing together. That's the outside of the fabric. I'm going to line them up nice and pretty where everything matches, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down this side and down this side. We're not going to sew right here because I'm going to show you this is completely different than what the pattern instructions actually tell you to do, and I learned years ago from my adoptive mom that it's a much better way to reinforce the crotch of pants because kids can really bust through those things. Okay, 2 pieces. I've sewn all 4 pieces together, and you can see this is what I got. Both pieces are sewn into kind of a tube. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn one of these pieces right side out. Just one. And then we're going to take the other piece. And what we're going to be doing is lining up this round area by putting this right-sided piece into the wrong side. And they're going to be right sides facing together that way. And we're going to line up these seams. See, the seams are lined up, and I'm going to pin. Just 2 pins. What I want to do is all of this rounded area, I want to line it up, and I've just pinned the seams there so that they line up. I'm going to line everything up with right sides facing together. And I'm going to sew all the way around this right here. You can see I've sewn all around this U shape right here. It doesn't look like much right now. I know you're thinking, how in the world is this going to be a jumper? So all I have to do is reach inside. And there is our inside out jumper. Okay, so I'm keeping this jumper wrong side out because I need to do a couple of things. First thing I'm going to do is fold down one side so that it's out of the way. And I've just got some fabric here because I don't have an ironing board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press open this just a little bit. We don't have to go all the way down with that because it's not going to be easy to press anyway. So I'm going to do a little fold over, about 1/4 of an inch, 1/3 of an inch. And then I'm going to do about 1 inch fold over, and I'm going to press that. And I'm going to flip the other side over and do the same thing. Okay, if I've done this right, both fold overs look the same. They kind of match. This jumper doesn't really have a back or a front. Mine will because I did the applique, but you know, it's not going to matter what's the back, what's the front. So now what I'm going to do is with each one of these that I folded over, I'm making a casing for the straps, and I want to go to the machine and sew the bottom edge of each side of this casing. Okay, the next step with this jumper is the ties. And what we're going to do here is going to be very simple. We're going to take each tie and fold it over lengthwise in half with the right sides facing together. And with each one, we're going to sew down 2 sides, leaving one end open. Okay, I've got all of the ties sewn, leaving one end open on each one. I'm going to clip the corners and turn them. Okay, I've got the shoulder ties sewn, turned, pressed, and I've got my elastic. So what I'm going to do is with each side, we're going to just kind of fold this elastic about 2/3 of an inch in. To this raw edge on this strap, and I want to sew a square so that it's in there nice and secure. Okay, you can see these look a little crude maybe, you know, but these are going to be hidden on the inside of the casing, so we don't need to worry about how that's going to look. What I'm going to do is turn this right side out, and we're going to put these straps in. So we've got the shoulder ties in. Now we just need to either add our ruffle or our trim to the bottom. Righty, here's our finished little jumper, and I really like the way this trim, this lace trim looks on the bottom here. I think it just made it so much more girly and fun. And all there is for little Miss Morgan, my youngest grandbaby, to try it on. And you'll see that at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial. Peace, y'all. Bye-bye.